Hi, my name is Andrea Kissendall, and I'm actually writing an email to you, Dalton McGuinty, and I'm also CCing Prime Minister Harper and some of his associates that can actually take my complaint seriously. Dalton, you have a very dysfunctional government, and my driver's license was suspended without even talking to me. I'm actually a professor in training, and I don't think that really should matter, but I think in my experience being in Ontario, I find that there's a lot of problems with racial profiling, and I'm quite sick and tired of this way to just target people and obstruct their livelihood. I'm actually sending you and Tim Hudak and Andrea Horvath and actually some other members of governance to take a look at my case. I'm sick and tired of contacting this really belligerent community within the Ministry of Transportation. What they did was they took the position to suspend my driver's license, and they didn't even talk to me about it. They actually just got a letter from somebody. I don't know who these people are, and it made a citation to a medical condition. I have no medical conditions. When I actually, it happened twice. And when I actually looked at it the second time myself, I wasn't happy at all, because I don't know how you can actually just take the record of someone that's been perfect, over 20 years driving, haven't killed anybody. You guys have this guy named, what's his name? This Attorney General guy. His name is, I can't recall his name right now, but he actually, Michael Bryant, he actually killed somebody, dragged the cadaver, and this guy is back to work. Was on charges, and, he's back to work. And, in Ontario, there's a lot of dead bodies related to black folk, and, I pay attention to stuff like that as well. There's a lot of profiling. I've been profiled, and actually I don't engage in a lot of behaviors that they associate with Caucasian. But what I do experience is these citations to me, being somebody, for example, who's supposed to be trafficking drugs, and what else, living in conditions where I perpetuate a lot of social chaos. And that's not true. You guys, McGuinty, your government suspended my driver's license under the Ministry of Transportation. There's this chick called Judy Taggart. She doesn't give a shit about people. And I've called her. I've called your minister, Minister Cicerelli or something, and he never got back to me. He got somebody else to write for me, or write for him. I got in touch with your, your Deputy Minister of Transportation. She never even had the courtesy to write me. What had happened in the situation is they took the position to suspend my driver's license, and they didn't speak to the driver. And regardless of the reason, there's no rationale. And if there's no rationale, then it's not legitimate to begin with. And you're also a practitioner. And I don't know why these practitioners can't use in their faculty to actually look at stuff and read stuff. This Cicerelli guy, Bob Cicerelli or something, didn't even have the courtesy to actually write me back and say, okay, you know what, come into my office, let's talk about this. I didn't grow up in Ontario. I actually grew up in Alberta. And I'll tell you one thing, McGuinty, people are a lot more professional in Alberta. You have this following, and all these employees in the public service, especially the Ministry of Transportation. There was some guy named Ben who called me back and said that, well, if I don't follow their procedure, then I guess I won't be driving again. And I find that incredibly offensive. I actually want to sue him and find out what his name is, and actually go after his job, his pension, and criminal charges. My file has been ongoing since 2009. That's when things started. I've been investigating this myself, trying to figure out what the hell are these people doing. My driver's license is directly connected to my research, and my research is related to university stuff. It's local and international stuff. I actually have to get around to different places to travel. I have to drive to attend meetings, and I'm sitting here in my study trying to figure out what happened. I've been writing the Ministry of Transportation since February of 2012, and I've received absolutely no response that's beneficial to me. What the positionality here is that you guys are suspending driver's license without even talking to people, and I'm going to come back at you guys to make it very expensive for you, McGuinty, because quite frankly, this is pretty disgusting. There's a lot of dead black children, and males and females, but more males. And I also investigate this stuff too, and I'm trying to figure out like what the hell is all this here. I've also reported the many different groups with their fraudulent practices. Like, for example, there's something called, it was called the Supportive Housing Coalition of Ontario, and they don't even know what their net worth is because they're embezzling a lot of money. They're using my identity, and quite frankly, my background is a woman who experienced domestic violence. And I don't know what the connections are, but there's something connecting me back to something that's very inappropriate. For example, I don't know if you actually read books, McGuinty, but there's something called medical apartheid. I want you actually to go and read this text. And as you can see myself, I have melanin in my skin. So the type of medicine that you guys are talking about in the Ministry of Transportation applies to Caucasian males like yourself. You guys, I don't know what you're doing, but I want you guys to reverse the suspension of my driver's license because I need to get to work. I am waiting to purchase a vehicle. I'm waiting to get a budget together to actually get monies for my transportation fleet and actually do productive things in this world. And you're obstructing all this because you are actually the leader of all these different groups, this province stuff. So I want you to take my thing seriously. I'm going to send you an email, and yeah, I do other things. I do filming or whatever, but that's really none of your business. What's your business is to try and figure out why are these people doing this to me. I called your office and I spoke with some chick named Donna, and she's getting back to me saying I have to write, to another department. So I'm just going to send you an email, and I'm also going to send, I've sent this to Prime Minister Harper so that he can see how messed up provincial governments can govern themselves in ways that lead to a lot of obstructions that are related to attempted murder and murder. And, quite frankly, coming from Alberta, this is really inappropriate. So I want you to do something, which is to reinstate my driver's license. You see this chick named Judy Taggart? She keeps on writing me these letters. And you know what? I want her fired because you know what? She doesn't even have the cognitive ability to make decisions. When you make a decision, lesson number one, when you make a decision, you actually have to engage everybody that the decision is about. In this case, a whole bunch of people made a decision, they didn't even talk to me. And before you even activate any type of action, you have to get everyone involved. Now, if you don't get everyone involved and hear from all the different sides, then there's no suspension to begin with. So I need my driver's license back, and you know what? I need to get on the road to do my stuff. This is me right here. I'm at home in my study. I don't appreciate being profiled. This has been going on for a long time. I'm sending you an email, and I'm also sending you a video footage because it's quite disgusting. I am not a Caucasian male. I have never had any sex change or any transgendered operation done on me. And you guys made citation to medical. Do you guys actually know that I'm an athlete? Do you guys know that, that's really none of your business if you actually don't talk to the person? So I want you to do something here, and I've called your office, and it's pathetic. I've got in touch with Tim Hudak, and you know what? His office actually made citation to an interest to actually deal with racial profiling. So the entire black community is going to know, and we know that we have some of these individuals that are very into the wrong things and they don't have any ethics. But that's my positionality. I want you to stop doing this. Please reverse my license, and you know what? Stop this practice. I'm trying to get in touch with these biomedical pharmaceutical practitioners. They're not doctors. You guys call them doctors, but they're not doctors. They actually make people very sick. And there's a card called an OHIP card. So that's why I CC'd Harper, so that he could see how screwed up this entire system is. This card, I don't even know where it is, but it's a little green card. This thing is for Caucasian medicine. I am not a Caucasian person. And what you guys call medicine actually makes us very sick. You guys harass us, you profile us, and I have seen situations where I look at individuals, I'm saying to myself, they're very sick. because you know what, somebody has tried to actually murder them through pharmaceuticals. You guys don't even have the ability to begin to conceptualize this, because you guys don't even have the decency to be respectful to us. I want you to reverse this thing. This thing is my driver's license suspension. I realize that I have charter rights, and I know that there's very disgusting practice to not take responsibility. You guys are getting paid to do stuff to hurt us, and do you know what? I want this to stop.